The primary question to this PowerPoint is what is the importance of the architecture of Greek and Roman theater to theater? Now, some sub-questions that we have to ask is what is the history of Roman theater and what is the history of Greek theater? Now, we're going to start with the history of Greek theater. As we all know, Greek theater was the start that influenced generations of theatrical performing, and today it still continues to grow. Now, the structure is composed of a seating area which held a capacity of approximately 15,000 to 16,000 people. It's a large open-air structure, a semicircular space for the chorus to perform, and a lower circular area in front of the stage for the orchestra, and was typically crafted from wood. Now, its location, the Greeks took advantage of hillsides and the naturally sloping terrain, and utilized this as a panoramic landscape as a backdrop to the scene itself, as well as a structure for their seating. Now, what is the history of Roman theater? A little bit of previous history before going into the structure. From an overall standpoint, the Greek theater inspired the Roman theater directly. Just like the Greek theater, the Roman theater had a semicircular seating arrangement. However, their orchestra was semicircular, unlike the Greeks who had a circular orchestra. The locations of these theaters were often standing on their own and also temporary, as they were taken down after performances. Yet they were sometimes built in the hills as well. These theaters specifically had an awning that could also be pulled over in the sun or rain, and the approximate it held was up to 12,000 people and could also hold another 2,000 standees. Now, some of the similarities between the architecture of Roman theater and the architecture of Greek theater consisted of its structure. They both held a semicircular building, as well as it being built around the orchestra. The stage was also above the orchestra, which stood above it. Also, for their type of seating, all of it was built at a sloped angle. Just like the similarities, they have multiple differences. The stages in Roman theater tended to be normally raised to the height of the seating area, which was approximately 3 stories high, while the stages in the Greek theater ranged to about 2 stories high. Within the seating section and the structure of it, Greek theaters consisted of wooden seats that were either built on a slope or seats that were carved into stone. Within the Roman seating section and how they built it, it consisted of an auditorium that was made of bricks and had different galleries and openings. Now, the overall answer to the primary question of what the importance of the architecture of Greek and Roman theater to theater is, in all of the theatrical history, both Roman and Greek theater, the architecture shaped theater throughout history and in modern-day theater as well. It is shown within the structure of almost every theater that is in the world. The orchestra is below the stage, while the stage itself is elevated above the orchestra and the audience. And the theater floor plan still is a semicircular circle, along with having an influence on outside and outdoor theaters all over the world.